Hello my dear viewers, and welcome to another video. This one is intended for the sign of Scorpio, or perhaps just for anyone who's watching. Just because your sun is in Scorpio doesn't mean you don't have other planets in Scorpio. And just because you don't have planets in Scorpio doesn't mean you don't have aspects to parts of Scorpio with planets that are not in Scorpio. And if you have neither planets nor any aspects in Scorpio, then, well, it might be something that you are missing from your life and need to develop on your own. But what are my Scorpios dealing with? We have Daughter of Wands reversed. We have the Four of Cups reversed. We have the Chariot. We have the Empress. We have the Ten of Cups reversed. And we have Seven of Swords. Okay. So, getting a strong sense of change. It's resistance to the way you used to be. It's a movement away from how you used to feel about things. There's an embrace of the changes that you see that are happening around you. Kind of looks like learning how to turn thoughts into how to turn feelings into thoughts. I will resist looking at the book for now because, similar to what I think you're working on, is instead of looking to the world or looking to external situations in order to make sense of your internal world, you're actually instead of looking outwards for answers, you're looking inwards for answers. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm feeling. So what's going on? Okay, I guess that must be why I'm feeling this way. Is previous. Whereas the new is, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? I'd be like, no. What am I feeling? Previously, the princesses, the pages, be and the knights do. Previously, I'm sensing there wasn't much between how you felt and how you would act. Right? You acted based on how you felt. Right? It was the same thing. Right? I'm in a mood is why I'm doing this. I feel good is why I'm doing this. I feel bad is why I'm doing this. Could be even, he made me feel this. She made me feel this. Whenever I feel like this, I have to do that. Separating those two. Separating those two so that you can have your emotions tuned into one thing so that they can be going up and down as they do, but you can still be maintaining your behavior, your performance, irrespective of what your emotions are feeling, but not just disconnecting from your emotions. And not just solidifying them either. If you know what I mean. Not just being like, I don't know how I feel, so you know what, I'm pissed. Or, so you know what, I'm just going to withdraw. Instead, you can be... Imagine you're at work and you just at your computer, but in your heart, it's a roller coaster. It's a bit of an extreme example. But imagine you just were to continue doing, the same hand gestures, same movements, same actions, even though, whoosh, feeling up, you're feeling down, you're feeling this way, you're feeling that way. That's what we're working on. What caused this? There's a principle that appears a lot in alchemy, particularly in kind of mental emotional alchemy, which is that the energies always, like, say, consciousness. You can be having a worldly experience, and then you can also be having an inward experience. But it's always the case that when we become aware of them, they're always joined. You understand? Or when kids don't particularly know the difference between a thought and a feeling, right? They're just the same. And then when you become an adult, you can separate them. And then with the alchemy, you then reintegrate them. And that's what the alchemist does. It's what you see it, I think, in the Aleister Crowley deck for the Temperance. It's separating the silver from the gold and then recombining them into a silver and gold ring, if you can imagine. But before they're separated, what you have is neither silver nor gold. You don't have both of them, you have neither of them. It's only when you separate them that you can get each of them to their highest state. And then when you have silver being silver and gold being gold, you can then make something that uses both of them. So that's the principle, but in this case it's action and emotion that are in the process of being separated. That's what I'm saying here. And then eventually to be now that you have your emotions detached from your actions, you're now free, right? Because the Seven of Swords is about planning. It's the plan. Now that you're right, because the Six of Swords is about understanding the situation, and so the Seven of Swords is about now putting that understanding to use. And then well, not quite putting it to use necessarily. It's kind of more of an Eight of Swords. It's more about thinking, and this it's the space where you can measure the pros and cons, and it's a space where you can think, what do I have and what do I want, and how can I use this in order to get what I want from what I have. The motive, the getting is more of an Eight of Swords energy. This is about being the Chariot can talk about divine intervention, right? Because you're sitting in your life is like you, and then the Chariot is like the divine moving you somewhere, right? But you're the passenger. You're not necessarily the driver, because it's not like a car. It's a chariot. So honestly, the horse is the driver. And so being put in situations that are like completely, it's like the situation are punishing you for being yourself. It's very upsetting and very confidence breaking that you're being put in situations where following your instincts, what it feels like, is just like going really badly. And you can think of it as instinct. In this case, is a lot like a reflex, right? Because you don't really think about it, you know? And so we're going from a place of instinct to a place of intuition, right? Where instead of just having something happens to me and then whoosh and then done, instead it's a more complicated communication with the divine, because going to a place of intuition, it means you can be told, do this, do that, go towards here, go towards there, hotter, colder, that's good, that's bad, and the information can come to you in such a way that you still maintain all of the agency to make all the actions. Because if it's just of instinct or like a reflex, yeah, it's great when it works, but it's not really you doing it, right? You become very passive to it. I don't know, something happens and I just act with whatever comes first and then it works out. Yeah, I mean, it's good when it happens, but it takes away a lot of agency from you, and that can seriously hinder a relationship for you, because someone can be like, it's important to me that you don't do this, or this area that you're moving about in is very sensitive to me, and so for now I'd like you to just be more gentle. But if you're just acting on instinct and on reflex, then what can you do, right? You just be yourself, and then you just do whatever comes to you, which is fine if you get the right instinct. But do you see how you've lost agency in the situation? What's happening now is that your instinct is being... You need to separate your instinct from your intuition. So you're in a situation, and Scorpios in general are very good at being in touch with their heart, right? They can feel where to go, what to do. But you need to... Right, my left hand feels, and then my right hand acts, if you can imagine that. As opposed to just the same thing. You know what I mean? As opposed to just, I touch it and then I move. Now you can touch it and you can pick up on how it feels, and then from there you can decide what you want to do about it. It's hard for me to say how it will feel, because feelings don't necessarily turn into words so easily, right? Isn't that the thing that makes Scorpios so mysterious? Is that they have a hard time explaining why they're doing what they're doing. It just feels right, and I don't know. So, for now, for now, for now, you need to feel without acting, so that you can get in touch with your feelings and start passing them through your mind, and start digesting them into, think of it, analyzing, right? I feel like this. The last time I felt like this was this situation. Or I feel like that, and it's similar to this, but it's got some other stuff. Or I've never felt this before. But resisting the need at the moment to respond to it. Resisting the need to respond to it, and resisting the need to react to it, and simply just feeling it for what it is. Because at the moment, you must feel as if someone else is taking the reins of your life, right? Chariot has reins. You're like, I don't know, I thought I was on top, but suddenly this is going that way and this is going that way, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I used to be able to make things go the way I want, but right now things are just doing their own thing, and everything I do seems to make it worse. But now it's the opportunity to be able to observe your situation and as if you're in like a submarine, or you're in like an aquarium. Does that make sense? Where your life, you will be in, because you're feeling like someone else has the reins. So you can trust that someone else has the reins, and you can be able to experience the situations, be able to connect what is with how it feels without having to worry about changing anything. There are parts of your life that are not going the way you want, or you're not feeling good about them. I think I have to leave soon. Then now is the time to let them play out and be able to match. This is how it feels, this is how that goes. This is how this feels, this is how this goes. Right? This is how those feel, this is how those go. Yes. Be observant. Be attentive to detail. But do not be a major player on the scene. Take a back seat. Take a magic carpet ride. And just enjoy the ride and experience the ride and learn from the ride without worrying about the physics of what's going on, or particularly thinking too much about the long-term consequences. Yeah, which watch and learn and feel. Watch with your feelings. Match them up. This is what I see, this is what I feel. This is what happened. That's what I see, that's what I felt, that's what happened. Those are what I saw, those are what I felt, those are what happened. Yes. I like to do a longer reading, but I feel I must go. Take care, dear viewers, and